it struck me, we talk so much about family values, and we picture motherhood, and churches, probably more than any other group, are serious about defending the traditional family. Now, I like this picture because here, the mom, she's kind of down, and she's kind of, her hair and the girl's hair are kind of the same, and it's the dad who's up front and center. I can talk about this picture. Debbie found it, by the way. I didn't pick this. It just popped up. We talk about this, and we celebrate motherhood, and that's important. We need motherhood. None of us would be here without a traditional, old-fashioned, biological mother. At the same time, the Bible has more to say. The Bible, actually, one of the most interesting quotes, and one we don't necessarily turn to very often, talking about family, and motherhood, and parenting, comes from Paul. He's talking about getting married, and should you get married. And he has this to say. He says, I wish that everyone were single like me, but everyone has their own gift from God. One has this gift, another has that. To the unmarried and the widows, I say, it is good for them to stay unmarried as I am. Well, that is we have such a hard time with that. The message, sometimes I use a Message translation that tries to put things in a modern way. And the translator of the Message toned it down. He said, it might be just as well for you to stay unmarried. But that's not what Paul said. He didn't say it might be just as well. He said it's good. It's good. But why would it be good? Well, for Paul, the reason it was good was because it let him go and serve all sorts of people. One of the things Paul goes on to talk about is that you have obligation, when you marry, whether you're a man or a woman, you need to give priority to the family you come from. And, even though guys have traditionally wanted to talk more about women's obligation than the man's, he says very clearly, when you're married, your priority, number one, is your spouse. And he says, if you want it for him, he couldn't have gone off to Spain and Rome and traveled around and got himself arrested and beaten and thrown in jail if he had to make his family the number one priority. There's always been a tension there. And so Paul says, if you're unmarried, it's good to be unmarried as he is. He lifts that up, and Scripture lifts that up. And it's a environment that was very, very unusual at the time. People understood that marriage, just like we do, family values, marriage, that's what you're supposed to do. Even in the Bible, there are accounts of people getting nagged because they can't find, they won't go out and get married at what their parents think is the appropriate age. And I certainly want to lift that up. But today on Mother's Day, when we focus so specifically on mothers, on the people who raised us, I want to take a minute to lift up all the other ways that people are mothers. I look around this community and I see so many people who build their community up through service that they probably wouldn't be able to do if they had, I don't know if you want to say traditional family to take care of. So many people who are out there as teachers, as mentors, as foster parents, as grandparents, who are really doing amazing things. And so today on Mother's Day, it's a pretty simple message. Take time not just to honor your mother. Take time to honor all the different mothers you see around you, the people who maybe nobody's going to stop and say Happy Mother's Day to you, but who really are out there being mothers to those people who don't have mothers of their own, to people who have mothers but could use a little extra help. There's a lot of them working in our community. I'm sure you know more than I do. And they deserve and need that to be remembered today, because it's not hard to overlook those people who are out there doing that kind of service. And so, to everybody today who serves as a mother, whether you have kids of your own, adopted kids, foster kids, kids who have fallen into your lap, students, grandkids, whatever, I want to say to each and every one of you, happy Mother's Day.